We're live. Water, beginning every single one. It's day 4. Feeling good? Feeling ready? Getting better, hopefully. Let me know what you think. I want to say hello to everybody that's watching. I want to say thank you again for watching and being with me on this 90-day experience that we're doing together. And today I want to talk about fear, how to overcome that. And I was listening. It's just basically me sharing what I do and what kind of value I can bring to everybody. But what I do is what I actually just found out. It was from a podcast I was listening to by James Altucher. I'll spell his name in here later. But James Altucher, and he was talking to this guy that was a chess master. And he said a quote that was basically, if you are afraid of making a mistake, you're almost guaranteed to make a mistake. So what that means to me is that if you are scared to do something, whatever that may be, and because you're going to do it wrong or incorrectly or a mistake's going to happen, that mistake that you don't want to happen will almost every single time happen. And I'm sure people have experienced it before. If you really don't want, say, if you don't want to embarrass yourself at the gym, right? You don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to embarrass yourself at the gym. But you're so afraid of that whenever you go to the gym that whenever you actually find the courage to go, you look for people that are going to be laughing or are going to be pointing or are going to be like whispering to each other, and you're making up all these things that are embarrassing to you because that's what you're looking for. And that's what we were afraid of. So you're so afraid of it that it creates it inside your life. So what I did, or what he said to do, was that when he was playing chess, he said, I know that I don't need to make every single move correctly and perfect every time. I just have to make 1 out of 10 perfect or good. 1 out of 10 correctly. And what that did to him, it gave him like a power and at easiness and a peace of mind, because he didn't have to be perfect every time. He didn't have to never make a mistake. He gave himself permission to mess up. He gave himself permission to do it wrong. 9 out of 10 times, he can do it incorrectly. 9 out of 10 times, you can do it wrong. And because if you give yourself that type of permission to do whatever it is you're afraid of wrong, incorrectly, to go to the gym wrong, to talk to that new person you want to talk to incorrectly, to do it all wrong, and then to reflect on it, and then to know you can get better and it will get better, but the fear just dissipates. It's almost like it has all this power whenever you're like afraid of it and it's right here. But whenever you give yourself permission to make mistakes, to be okay with them, and to know that you will. Because if you don't make mistakes ever, think about this, if you never made a mistake in your entire life, ever, and it was perfect, whatever you call perfect, whatever that even means, how boring would it be if you knew the outcome? It's like knowing the outcome of a movie. It's like knowing the outcome of a movie, every single movie you're going to go to, knowing it. You know for 100% this is going to happen like this is going to happen next, this is going to go next, it's going to happen. There's no feeling, the joy is gone, the excitement's gone, the suspense is gone. And it's so much better that we can make mistakes and we can grow and we can learn from them, and that's progression. And that's what really creates happiness, if you progress towards it. But the fear stops us and it traps us, and it thinks, no, you don't know how to do that. You're going to do it wrong. You're going to do it incorrectly. You're going to make a mistake every time. And then because of that mistake, or because you think you're going to do it incorrectly, and that mistake's going to continue with you, you don't choose to take action on whatever the thing is that you want to do. You choose not to do it because you're afraid of what's going to happen. You're afraid of the mistakes that you possibly could make in your life. When we know that every single person watching this, me included, has made mistakes. We might be making mistakes today, right now. This could be wrong. There's people that are afraid of doing this. because you can share incorrectly. I can mess up. I can not look at the camera the right way. I can mess up. I can stutter just like I did just now. All these things stifle us, and they stop us from achieving the goals that we want, because we're afraid that if we make them, then it's somehow we're a bad person and we're like defeated, and then we're gonna be depressed about it, and we're gonna like be mad at ourselves because we can't ever make mistakes. I can never do it wrong. It has to be perfect. People will only respect me if it's right 100% of the time. I'm a professional. I need to do it correctly. What? Professionals don't do everything correctly. First of all, nobody has done everything correctly ever. NBA, the best NBA players, basketball, I'm wearing Rocket shirts, so NBA players in the world, the best in the world, miss shots 50% of the time. 50% of the time they miss a shot. Do they never shoot? Are they getting paid millions and millions of dollars still? Like, these are the mistakes. They have to shoot and to know how to correct it and get better. They have to miss. You know how many times they've missed? They've missed most likely more times than they've made the actual shots. They've made more mistakes than the actual successes in their life. And they're so successful. They're at the top. They're the best players in the world. So if you're not the best player in the world and you're afraid of making mistakes, what's happening? What's happening? And if you are the best in the world, then you continue to make mistakes, and you already know this. That the fear comes from what we created in our mind. It's like you drew the fear up on a picture, you drew it up, you put it on the wall, and then you scared yourself to death. And you didn't do anything about it. Whenever we overcome the fear, it gives it less power. It takes the wind out of the fear whenever you know that you can do it wrong. And you give yourself, okay, let me go mess this up. If you just go mess up If you think about it, just give yourself permission one day and just go mess up. Whatever it is you want to do that's a positive thing, of course, not going to hurt anybody else, that you can do, like, go mess it up. Give yourself the okay to go mess it up. Go do a Facebook Live that's wrong. I don't know how to do it right. Is there a right way? I don't know if the lighting's right. I don't know if my hair is right. I don't know if this shirt's right. I don't know what's right. But there's what's the wrong way to not do it. To go try to get a new job. To go speak to that man or that woman that you wanted to speak to. To go speak to your kid a certain way and try to teach them a certain skill. To go and raise kids. To go and have kids. To go and tell and have that hard conversation with your spouse that you've been wanting to have. Go mess it up. Go mess up the whole conversation. And it's okay. And then grow and learn from the whole conversation. That's what you're going to feel so much better. But the fear that you created inside your box in your head is so big that you can't even see that the outcome's going to be better. So this is what you do. You give yourself permission to be okay. You give yourself permission to make mistakes because you're a human being. Species, I hope so. I would think all of you are human beings watching this, and you're my dog or your cat or your tortoise or whatever could be watching this too, but we're going to make a mistake. You're going to go mess up. It's going to happen. I'm 100% guaranteeing you that you're going to make a mistake. And if you're afraid of making a mistake, you're most likely going to make it even more. But whenever you aren't afraid of making the mistake and you just go and you try to do it on purpose, how different does that feel? How different does that feel to go and try to make a mistake on purpose rather than try to be perfect and not mess anything up and have the lighting be perfect, have my camera angle in my head, have me look at the camera directly, have me connect with certain people, have at least 300 people watch this and all these things set up correctly, rather than me going and just attempting and seeing what happens and messing up on purpose over and over again, and then reflecting on it and seeing what I did right and seeing what I did wrong, and then going from there and then doing it again and giving myself permission to mess up. If you don't, like, that's the biggest thing. Allow yourself to make mistakes. It's okay. What's going to happen? Tell me what's going to happen. The fear is what we create. The fear can be gone. And And it can be turned into faith once you take enough action. That's it for today. I appreciate you watching. Thank you again. And that's it. Just the last quote, I'll say it again, is fear. Let me think of it. Hold on. The quote is, see, I just messed up. That's okay. I messed up. I didn't remember the quote. If you're afraid of making a mistake, you're almost guaranteed to make a mistake. So just think about that for a second. Resonate on that one. And I'll see you tomorrow.